Let me tell you something that might hurt. He's not confused. He's comfortable because he thinks you're not going anywhere. But the moment you disappear the right way, not childish, not emotional, that's when everything flips. That's when he starts chasing you. See, most people think love is about holding on tighter. Number. Real power is knowing when to let go without a sound. You kept replying fast. You kept showing up. You kept proving your loyalty. And he got used to it. Not because you are. Not valuable, but because you made your value easy to access. Listen carefully, people don't chase what's always available. They chase what they feel slipping away. So when you vanish, I don't mean block him in anger. I don't mean drama. I mean peaceful, powerful distance. No explanations. No emotional speeches. No, why are you doing this to me? Just silence. Because silence does something arguments never can. It forces him to think. He'll check his phone, nothing. He'll wonder where you are, no answer. And for the first time, he'll feel what life is like without you in it. That's when it hits him. Not your words, not your tears, your absence. If you've ever felt ignored, this is your moment. Stop proving your worth to someone who already sees it. Choose yourself, even if it hurts right now. Because the one who loses you should feel it forever. And here's the truth nobody tells you. When you disappear with dignity, you don't lose him. You reveal him. If he comes back begging, chasing, ready to commit, now you know he was capable all along. He just didn't think you'd ever leave. And if he doesn't come back, then you didn't lose someone who loved you. You lost someone who was comfortable using you. Either way, you win. Because the moment you stop chasing, you stop settling. And that's the moment you become unforgettable. Your presence became too available, and slowly, without you even realizing it, the mystery that once made him curious about you started to fade. In the beginning, there was space. There was a sense of not fully knowing you, of wanting to understand you more, of wondering what you were doing, who you were talking to, and what made you tick. That curiosity is what pulls people in. It creates excitement. It builds attraction. But over time, you gave more and more access, thinking that consistency would build love, thinking that showing up fully would make him value you more. Instead, what happened was the opposite. You became predictable. Not in a peaceful, stable way, but in a way where he no longer had to wonder about you. He didn't have to think twice before texting you because he already knew you'd reply instantly. He didn't have to make an effort to see you because he knew you'd always be available. He didn't have to earn your attention because you were already giving it freely, without conditions, without boundaries. And when something becomes easily accessible, the human mind stops placing high value on it. That's not because you lost your worth. Your value didn't decrease. Your personality didn't become less attractive. Your heart didn't become less pure. The problem is not who you are, it's how consistently and freely you made yourself available without requiring the same level of effort in return. When there's no challenge, there's no chase. When there's no uncertainty, there's no excitement. And when there's no space, there's no reason to wonder. You might think love means being there all the time. You might. Believe that showing someone you care should be enough to make them care back. But attraction doesn't always work that way. People often appreciate what they have to work for. They respect what they might lose. And they become emotionally invested in what they don't fully control. By always being there, you remove the possibility of loss from his mind. He didn't worry about you leaving. He didn't question your feelings. He didn't feel the need to step up. Because in his world, you were already guaranteed. And once someone feels like they've secured you without effort, they unconsciously stop putting in effort themselves. Not always out of bad intentions, but out of comfort. Comfort can be dangerous in relationships when it's not balanced with appreciation, because comfort without effort turns into neglect. Think about it. When was the last time he truly wondered about you? When was the last time he felt unsure, even for a moment, if he could lose you? When was the last time he had to actually work to keep your attention? If the answer is it's been a while, then that's where the shift happened. Mystery isn't about playing games. It's not about manipulation or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about maintaining a sense of individuality. It's about having your own world, your own time, your own boundaries. It's about not handing over your entire presence so easily that the other person stops recognizing its value. When you lose mystery, you lose emotional tension. And emotional tension is what keeps attraction alive. It's that feeling of I want more, that subtle uncertainty that makes someone lean in instead of pulling away. But when everything is given up front, your time, your attention, your energy, there is nothing left to discover. And people don't chase what they've already figured out completely. This is where most people get it wrong. They think the solution is to give even more, to try harder, to love louder, hoping that effort will wake the other person up. But the truth is, overgiving often pushes people further into comfort, not into appreciation. What's needed is not more presence, but more balance. Because the moment you start pulling your energy back, not out of anger, but out of self-respect, something shifts. The space that once felt empty becomes noticeable. The silence that once didn't exist starts to echo. And suddenly the person who never had to think about you starts thinking about you. That's the power of not being too available. It's not about disappearing to punish someone. It's about rediscovering your own space. It's about reminding both yourself and the other person that your presence is something valuable, not something guaranteed. Because the truth is simple. When you are always there, you become expected. But when you are not always there, you become appreciated. And appreciation is where real attention begins. He stopped valuing you not because you suddenly became less important, but because you stayed even when he showed you again and again that he wasn't putting in the same effort. At first, the imbalance was small. Maybe he replied late once or canceled plans. You understood. You gave him the benefit of the doubt. You told yourself he was busy, stressed, distracted, and because you cared, you chose patience over confrontation. But then it happened again and again. Each time you adjusted, you lowered your expectations just a little more. You became more flexible, more understanding, more forgiving. You convinced yourself that love meant endurance, that if you just stayed consistent, he would eventually realize your worth and meet you at your level. What you didn't see in that moment was how your tolerance was being interpreted, not as strength, but as permission. When someone realizes that their effort doesn't have to match yours for you to stay, they subconsciously learn that they can give less and still keep you. It's not always a calculated decision. Often it's a quiet shift in behavior that comes from comfort. They begin to prioritize other things, respond when it suits them, show up only when it's convenient because there's no consequence for doing so. And slowly, without saying it out loud, the dynamic changes. You go from being valued to being expected, from being chosen to being assumed. That's where the real problem begins. Because when your presence becomes something he assumes will always be there, he stops recognizing what it actually cost you to give that presence. He doesn't see the emotional energy, the patience, the effort you're putting in. Not because he doesn't have the ability to see it, but because he hasn't been required to acknowledge it. You stayed through the silence. You stayed through the inconsistency. You stayed even when you felt like you were the only one trying. And while you thought your loyalty was building something deeper, it was actually creating a one-sided comfort where he didn't feel the need to grow, improve, or step up. This is the part that's hard to accept. Staying without boundaries doesn't prove your love. It teaches someone how little they can give and still keep you. Every time you ignored a red flag, every time you accepted less than what you deserved, every time you told yourself it's okay when it really wasn't, to were sending a message. Not with words, but with actions. The message was, I'm not going anywhere no matter how you treat me. And once that message is received, the urgency disappears. There's no pressure to change, no fear of losing you, no reason to do better. Because in his mind, you've already shown him that he doesn't have to. This doesn't mean he doesn't like you. It doesn't even mean he doesn't care at all. But it does mean that he hasn't been pushed to value you at the level you deserve because the situation never demanded it. Value grows where effort is required. Respect grows where boundaries are clear. And attraction deepens where there's a risk of loss. But if there's no risk, if you remain no matter what, then those things slowly fade. You might wonder, why didn't he just appreciate me for who I am? And that's a fair question. In an ideal world, people would automatically recognize and honor genuine love. But in reality, people often respond to what they experience, not just what they're given. If what he experiences is constant availability without consequence, then that becomes his normal. And people rarely question what feels normal to them. That's why the shift has to come from you, not by begging for attention, not by explaining your worth over and over again, but by changing what you allow. Because the moment you stop accepting less, everything changes. The moment you pull back your energy, not out of anger, but out of clarity, he feels the difference. The space that was once filled by your constant presence becomes noticeable. The silence you once avoided becomes real. And for the first time, he has to face a question he never had to consider before. What if she actually leaves? That question creates something powerful, awareness. And awareness is the beginning of value. Because now, instead of assuming you'll always be there, he has to think about what it would mean if you weren't. He has to confront the possibility of losing the very thing he took for granted. Some people rise in that moment. They step up, they change. They realize what they almost lost. Others don't. But either way, you gain something important, clarity. You see who he is when your presence is no longer guaranteed. You see whether he's capable of meeting you where you are or if he was only comfortable receiving without giving. And that clarity is worth more than any temporary attention you were settling for. Because real value isn't proven by how long you can stay through neglect. It's proven by how strongly you can choose yourself when you realize you deserve better. Emotional withdrawal creates something that constant presence never can, a sudden shift in perception. When you are always there, always responding, always available, always emotionally invested, the other person stops actively noticing you. Not because you are insignificant, but because your presence becomes part of the background of their life. It becomes expected, and the human mind doesn't react strongly to what feels guaranteed. But the moment you begin to withdraw, emotionally, that sense of certainty is disrupted. It's important to understand that emotional withdrawal is not about playing games or pretending not to care. It's about redirecting your energy back to yourself instead of continuously pouring it into someone who has stopped reciprocating. It's quiet, it's controlled, and it's intentional. When you stop reacting the way you used to, he notices. When your replies become less immediate, he notices. When you stop over-explaining yourself, he notices. When your energy feels different, calmer, more distant, less attacked, he notices. At first, he may not say anything. He may assume you're just busy. But internally, something starts to shift. The pattern he became comfortable with is no longer predictable. And that unpredictability creates curiosity. Curiosity is powerful. It's what makes someone check their phone more often. It's what makes them replay past conversations in their mind. It's what makes them wonder if something has changed, if they've done something wrong, or if you're slowly slipping away. And with curiosity comes another feeling of uncertainty. Uncertainty is uncomfortable for most people. It creates a sense of imbalance. When someone is used to having emotional control in a situation, knowing that you will always respond, always engage, always care, they feel secure. But when that emotional access is reduced, that sense of control starts to fade. Now, instead of you wondering about him, he starts wondering about you. That shift is where everything begins to change. Because once uncertainty enters the picture, the possibility of loss becomes real. Before, he didn't think about losing you. Why would he? You were always there. But now, your absence, whether it's in your energy, your attention, or your emotional availability, creates a gap. And that gap forces him to confront something he hadn't considered before, life without you. And that thought carries weight. It's not your words that create this impact. It's not arguments or emotional conversations. Those often get dismissed or forgotten. But absence is different. Absence lingers. It creates space for reflection. It gives the other person time to feel what they've been avoiding. When you withdraw emotionally, you stop filling that space for him. You stop being the one who keeps the connection alive. You stop compensating for his lack of effort. You stop making it easy for him to feel secure without contributing. And in that silence, he has to face his own role. He may start reaching out mean. He may test the waters to see if you'll respond the same way. He may try to reestablish the dynamic he was comfortable with. But because you've shifted, the response is different. You're not cold. You're not rude. You're just not as available. And that difference is enough to create tension. Emotional tension is what drives attention. It's what makes someone lean in instead of pulling away. When everything feels easy and predictable, there's no reason to invest more. But when something feels uncertain, when there's a sense that it could be lost, the mind starts to focus. That focus turns into effort. Not always immediately and not always in the way you expect, but it begins. Because now, instead of taking you for granted, he has to consider what it would take to bring you back to the way things were. And more importantly, he has to question whether he even can. That's where fear enters. Not fear in a dramatic sense, but a quiet realization. I might actually lose her. That realization is what creates urgency. It's what makes someone who was once distant start to reach out. It's what makes someone who was once passive start to act. It's what makes someone who was once comfortable start to care. But here's the key. This only works when the withdrawal is genuine. If it's done with the expectation of a reaction, it becomes inconsistent. If you pull away but then quickly return the moment he gives a little attention, the pattern resets. The certainty comes back, and the impact is lost. Real emotional withdrawal requires discipline. It means sitting with the silence. It means resisting the urge to chase. It means choosing your self-respect over temporary comfort, because the goal is not to manipulate his feelings. The goal is to stop abandoning your own. And when you do that, when you truly step back and allow space to exist, you give him something he hasn't had in a long time. The chance to feel your absence. An absence, when it comes from someone who once gave so much, is impossible to ignore. It doesn't scream. It doesn't beg. It simply exists. And that existence is enough to change everything.